Alright guys, I think it's time to actually get started. Just, messing around for like 7 minutes. So this is the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 film review and theories. Because I saw the film yesterday and I just wanted to, I thought this would be a good live stream opportunity because, the number of people just flipped for a moment. It started at 0 and then it went to 1 and then it went off. That was pretty funny. Pretty cool too. But basically, yeah, like I was saying, we're going to be talking about this film, discussing the lore, the theories, give it reviews, questions, you guys can ask me that. And it's going to be a fun, relaxed time. It's going to be cool. So without further ado, let's actually officially get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about, I have this little clipboard sheet that I'm doing things on. So the first thing is, you guys can see it, first film compared to the second film. So I think this film was a lot different. This film promised that it would give no second chances at all, and that this film was trying to be a little bit more brutal and more jumpy, more scary, more stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, pretty hype-inducing. That's like a word that I made up. But yeah, this film was also a lot quicker paced than the last one was, because a lot of it was kind of skipped by. Mike is in the office, right? And we don't see the entire night shift of him actually in the office doing his job. He's only in the office when he's helping Vanessa in the scene where he's tracking her or on the maps or whatever, or trying to find Abby. But we don't actually see him doing 6-hour shift as the night guard, and that makes a lot of sense. There's no reason Mike would just return to that. I think they actually did a good job with that lore wise, because in the games we have Jeremy Fitzgerald, who is the person that's taking the shift for the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 game. So if we just had Mike Schmidt become the night guard once again, unless that was well executed with him having some excuse, he's in poverty or something, or he's got to do this officially stop Springtrap, it wouldn't make a lot of sense, because why would Mike just go back to this job that induced so much trauma, so much hardship, a lot of pain? It really wouldn't make sense. So yeah, I think they did a good job with that. I think the quicker pace, it created a lot of time for other stuff, more scares, more stuff, more lore, different parts of the story, and it wasn't bad. It was really well executed, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I like the quick-paced motion of it. I even had my notepad journal where I was writing down all the iconic lines, and we have Charlie say, I don't hate you, but you need to stay out of my way. And that really hit me hard, because it's that's just such a classic, iconic line that Charlie says in the game Ultimate Custom Night, and I've always remembered that. And I love it. It's just so good when she says that. I'm gonna turn the volume to this music down just a tiny bit, because it's kind of making those booms. I mean, booms are good, don't mind them, but they can also be annoying when they are. So you just gotta have that balance, not too loud, not too quiet. But overall, we're doing good here, doing very good. We're past the 10-minute mark on the stream. Yay! Let's go. And the song just feels so action impacted, Alright, moving on from first film compared to second film, we are going to be going on to the theories I was right about. So, just so you guys know, I have a second YouTube channel called Investigative Game Speculation. So that you guys know how to type that, I'm just going to type that into the chat real quick. Investigative Game Speculation is my second channel. So, yeah. That channel is where I make theories. I make theories on that channel and talk about video games and abstract concepts. I guess, like I said earlier, I'm kind of using the chat as a script, but overall, all of this is literally just me being, spontaneous on the stream, But yeah, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the theories I was right about. So I made a lot of theories on my second channel. I made the 2 videos. One was discussing the possibility of Abby's death. The other was discussing. I made the theory that Garrett was gonna be in Golden Freddy with the blonde kid, and I also made the theory that Springtrap wasn't officially going to be defeated in the second film because it would feel too cheap, and it would just feel way too early and too abrupt, and it would also have less opportunities for a second film. I mean, a third film, because in the third game we have Springtrap as the main antagonist and main mascot as in this horror game. I guess he's kind of technically always the main antagonist because literally he's William Afton. He's the mastermind behind this entire thing, this entire ordeal, everything that's happened. He's a wicked man, a very, very wicked man, and a serial killer. So yeah, he's the antagonist. But yeah, I was right about that theory. It may seem a little obvious, but at the same time, I don't know how many movies Blumhouse and Universal Pictures is actually going to produce. I know they should do at least 4 films, because seeing a 4th FNAF film would be really epic, because the 4th game and sister location, that would be really cool. Because there's a lot of new opportunities. I think if I were to end the film at somewhere, I would end it at Ultimate Custom Night, because Ultimate Custom Night, it's like this giant game, and it's like it would have a great opportunity for filmmaking if we were to have everything come together and join together. That would be so cool, and that's probably where I would end it. But yeah, theories I was right about: Springtrap returning and not being defeated. What other theories did I make? What else did I say? The entire film centered around Charlie as the puppet trying to get revenge because she was murdered and is filled with rage. A lot of people actually said that Garrett was going to be the puppet instead of Charlie. I made the theory on my other channel that it was actually going to be Charlie and the little boy was Sammy Emily. It's not even confirmed if that little boy that she saved was Sammy or not, because judging by her reaction, she just seemed like she was trying to save someone, and that little boy ran to another parent or someone else, meaning that they probably aren't siblings, which also begs the question, why would Charlotte Emily go saving a random person? Well, she was just a sweet girl, probably shouldn't have died. It was all unfair and unjust in the way that it happened, so she was just nice and died a tragedy helping someone else, which, a lot of the times child actors dying can be quite controversial, but the way they portrayed it, it was pretty good. It was like a sad tragedy, which is pretty insane. And Garrett actually didn't appear in this film ever, which was kind of strange. I thought maybe Garrett would appear in a memory or some kind of timeline, maybe as a ghost, maybe possessing something, but he actually didn't appear at all, which was, interesting. I don't know if he's ever gonna appear again. Maybe he'd be the Phantom puppet. That would be really cool, but I don't know. Alright, moving on, we're gonna discuss theories I was wrong about. Well, I made the theory that Abby was going to die, and well, actually no, I'm gonna save that one for later. I made the theory that Garrett was going to possess Golden Freddy with the blonde kid. That was incorrect. Garrett was not even in this film. And Golden Freddy, the blonde kid, he appeared for a cameo appearance, telling, Abby that the souls were going to move on and go to the afterlife, and hopefully she wouldn't join too soon. And Abby was sad, sad that that she wasn't going to get to see her friends again, But at the same time, she was probably filled with some kind of peace, that they were free, not under constant torment and torturing. It was probably for the best. I think she would understand that, and she'd be pretty mature about it. I think she'd definitely understand. And did I make any other theories that was wrong? Jeremy. I made a theory about that. I'm going to talk about Jeremy later. But yeah, that's probably the main theory I got wrong. And now this is where things are going to get interesting. This is where I was saving all my theories for later. Theories that are ongoing that I made. Well, I was gonna say Abby is gonna die and be the stand-in for Elizabeth Afton in one of the films, and possibly possess Circus Baby. Now, this is where it gets interesting because this didn't happen in the second film, which is understandable because Abby is the central character. It would be way too early to just kill her off, and it would feel really cheap because like Abby goes away once and then goes away twice. So at first I thought maybe this wasn't gonna happen, but if they just killed her off when she went away the second time, it would feel really cheap because it's like, they saved her once. Why kill her off like now and suddenly again? It just wouldn't make sense. But we do see Circus Baby in the film, which provides a lot of opportunity for later stuff to happen. She makes like a brief cameo appearance, and I think that has a lot that could happen from that. And I'm so excited to make theories about that. That's gonna be so interesting. Uh, and other series that are still ongoing. Jeremy Fitzgerald. I don't know what happened to that guy. Like, he was supposed. I was thinking that he was gonna be in this film. I originally made it the theory that Jeremy was gonna be the guy with the glasses that was actually Abby's science teacher that was super rude to her, because he was dragged by Toyshika and it looked like she kind of rose him up and bit him, which could mirror the bite of 87 in one of the games. But it turns out he was actually just Abby's science teacher, and Toyshiko, who the puppet was actually controlling, was just squeezing his head and saying, there's nothing in there. So that was funny, I guess. But not my theory. There's also other theories that are ongoing, such as Michael Afton. We see this guy with the ponytail. He doesn't even die in the film. It looks like he's endangered at the end, but he doesn't actually officially die. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens to him. And I'm still kind of puzzled by Michael Afton and Mike Schmidt both appearing. I don't know what their different rules are going to be or how it's going to mirror the game more. So I'm still kind of figuring that out. So that's still definitely ongoing. Wow, that was quite a lot. Okay, but next we have how good was the acting? Personally, I'd say the acting was pretty good. I think Abby Piper Rubio did an excellent job portraying Abby and portraying being sad, but also having like a more social life, becoming more of an extrovert with like hanging out with the other kids. Because in the first film, she was really closed off and was more of an introverted, shy child that was going through trauma. In this film, she's more out there, more taking risks, but she's still going through trauma because of everything that happened. And I think it was also good how Vanessa was being portrayed. I think it was really cool. Elizabeth Lale's performance, and it's cool how like Mike and Vanessa have a strange relationship at the end. And going back to the thing that when I said the theories I was right about the film ending on a cliffhanger. I forgot to mention that. That was a theory I made on Investigative Game Speculation, that the film's actually going to end on a cliffhanger rather than everything being resolved and happy like in the first film, which is what I'd say would make a lot more sense because it feel less cheap and feel less abrupt. Because if everything just ended happily, it would not really make sense. And regarding this question, how good was the acting? Other than that, some people said that it was a little cartoonish and like the scripting wasn't good. The scripting was fine. I mean, maybe some parts they could have done a little bit better. Maybe with the lines of nothing in your head, but maybe they're just trying to make it more comedic instead of brutal. Which I can, if that's the case, then that scripting was good. That was fine. I mean, it's not really a big deal. Next thing, surprising elements. Things that surprised me was it was a major shock that Circus Baby was in this film. I was thinking that Sister Location and FNAF 2 were both going to be tied together somehow. That was a theory that I was making. But, it was just still a shock because, you never know what's really going to happen. And seeing Circus Baby in this film, that was crazy. Like, really crazy. And then at the end, Vanessa becomes Puppet. I mean, that would align with what you think would happen since Charlie and Vanessa were technically friends in the beginning of the film. So it would make sense if Vanessa were to become the puppet later. But, it was still a major shock, just to see at the end Vanessa becoming a puppet. And I'm thinking it's going to be crazy to see in the third film how we have the puppet issue is just not resolved yet. And it's like we still got the puppet coming. We still got the puppet here. And it's just going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot to see. And then we're gonna talk about what did I think of the film. The film, it was insane. It was crazy. There's going to be a lot of theories I want to make about it, but it was really good. I like the quicker pace that it had compared to the first film, and it was so fun to make theories about it and then write down in my notes and go see it with people. So yeah, it was a good film. I loved it. It was crazy. I just don't know how this third film is going to work exactly because we have Springtrap and the puppet both coming back, which is really insane. And then that's it. I mean, I have a section for additional notes if I have anything else to say. Overall, the film was good. It was great. I enjoyed watching it, and it was amazing. I'm going to be making a lot of theories on investigative game speculation. I'm also going to be making other theories of other games, so I'm going to have to kind of balance everything out to make sure that I'm not going into one kind of franchise more than the other, but overall, I think I'm doing pretty good because I've got a lot of different media and stuff. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream, not a video this time, a live stream. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.